Why is a neon green owl threatening your family? And why does everyone love it? Because Duolingo discovered something most brands are still afraid to do. They stopped trying to look like a brand and turned themselves into a character people couldn't ignore. Most legacy brands spend millions building an army of PR professionals with a single mission: to be universally inoffensive. They buff out the rough edges, scrub the messaging, and produce a perfectly safe, polished public face. So why is a neon green owl currently threatening your family and internet comment sections? And more importantly, why is everyone so obsessed with it? Duolingo is, strictly speaking, a utility. It's a free language app designed to help you memorize vocabulary and conjugate verbs. Yet this basic educational software routinely outperforms billion-dollar conglomerates in sheer cultural relevance. According to traditional marketing textbooks, adopting an erratic, borderline insane public persona should trigger immediate reputational collapse. But because this exact behavior is driving massive market dominance, we have to look closer. Those unhinged memes aren't accidents. They are the gears of a highly calculated, highly lucrative engagement strategy. Consumer feeds are packed so tightly with algorithmic content that polished advertisements barely register. They wash over us completely unseen. The marketing team at Duolingo realized early on that maintaining a predictable corporate voice in this environment was essentially a death sentence for attention. They identified the core bottleneck, the corporate firewall. That thick layer of focus groups designed to sanitize messages. So they tore it down, operating less like a faceless tech company and more like an erratic internet creator. They prioritized relatable weirdness. They absorbed internet culture in real time. They actively discarded every ounce of corporate polish. By dropping the illusion of perfection, they found the most reliable way to cut through algorithmic static, embracing raw, unpolished authenticity. The primary vehicle for this chaos was already sitting in their app icon. They just had to weaponize Duo the Owl. Users were already making organic jokes online about Duolingo's notoriously persistent, guilt-tripping push notifications. Instead of softening those alerts, the marketing team leaned in, engineering the jokes to their logical extremes. They turned TikTok comment sections into their primary battleground, executing viral stunts where Duo operates with a mind of its own. This is a high-risk engagement strategy at work. The psychology is straightforward. When an app icon acts a little bit terrifying and completely unhinged, you naturally stop scrolling. You have to see what it does next. Eventually, that digital presence bled over into the physical world. The 2D app icon successfully transitioned into a legitimate cultural celebrity attending actual red carpet events. The psychological shift is complete. Consumers stop seeing a software company trying to sell a premium subscription. Instead, they build a parasocial relationship with an intensely humanized character. The financial outcome of this calculated chaos is measurable. Duolingo secured a leading position in the market, leaving competing language apps struggling to maintain a fraction of their daily active users. They scaled all the way from a basic utility tool to a globally recognized cultural icon. In doing so, they demonstrated that following the traditional marketing playbook often results in being ignored by the modern audience. The internet ecosystem has flipped the script. Today, attempting to play it safe and inoffensive is a high-risk financial decision because it guarantees a brand will stay invisible in the feed. The strategy of maintaining a sterile, universally agreeable brand voice is no longer effective for building a digital following. Modern consumer loyalty isn't bought with extreme polish and sterile professionalism. It belongs to those willing to push boundaries, discard the rules, and lean into calculated strategic absurdity. But here's the real lesson. The problem isn't being safe. The problem is being forgettable. So ask yourself, what could your brand be more bold about? Tell me in the comments, and follow for more marketing and brand building breakdowns.